All right, good morning, guys. Quick sound check. Well, let me know if you guys can hear me. Sound check on 1, 2. Oh, let me pop that chat out. Yeah, it should be sound now, Jerry. I was awesome. Appreciate it. Listening to a little NF this morning, getting in a nice little vibe for the markets today. We got some volatility going in the overnight session here today, which we've said that recently, but today is the volatility of all volatility days here, it looks like, for the month of October so far. And what I'm looking at currently, morning Tammy, morning Jay. What's up, Jerry? You're good now. What's up, Mike? Um, all right, so what I'm looking at this morning here, and I'll pull up the Forex Factory calendar real quick. Um, Outlined a bunch of things for the MLT team members last night in the premium video there. We had a bunch of news coming out here early this morning, and then again at 8:30 here. At the end of the day, I honestly don't think any of this news really mattered. We had just some crazy overnight action, and to be honest with you, I think that just took precedence over any of these news announcements here this morning. And we really don't have anything else coming out today. Nat gas numbers at 10:30. So if you're trading /NG or potentially trading /CL for the crude oil contract, that might have some type of impact there on the crude markets, which I do have a position on in crude, which we'll talk about and manage throughout the day as well. But I want to look at the overnight session here and just kind of show you guys. I mean, we're coming into today 464,000 contracts traded in the S&Ps, 183,000 contracts in the Nasdaq. Gold has 218,000 contracts, and crude is sitting at 231,000 contracts for the overnight session. That's from 6 p.m. Eastern time last night till today. So whatever that ends up being, about 15 hours and some change here. And this is just like some crazy, crazy movements here. So under 29.1075s was a level given out yesterday. We had room to 28.7750s. We couldn't quite get there in the S&Ps. Overnight lows 81.75s. And something I just punched in the chat here that I'm noticing, we've got some really kind of crazy tails and some movement in the overnight session that haven't been tested. So we've got 34 quarters sitting up here from whenever this was, Wednesday. Yeah, yesterday would be Wednesday. And then we've got this 81.75 sitting down here from the overnight session last night. Now, I'm still of the belief that this 28.7750 should trade here, and that we have the possibility to come down and kind of tag under these 81.75s, trade those 77.50s, and then from there, I'm looking at a swing of about 110 points, give or take there, all the way up into 29.85s and some change. That's the trade that I've been talking about here for a few days. It's the trade that I really, really want to see happen. I honestly was getting a little bit excited last night when I saw S&Ps were down like 27, 28 points, and I'm like, oh, we're going to get filled at 28.7750s, and it's going to be beautiful, and the market decided no. So we've got this, like I said, this whippy action going on in the overnight session here. This is kind of really surprising that we've got a higher low set here in the overnight session. This is at like, what is this, 10 o'clock last night, 8 o'clock last night? Yeah. And just, whipping back and forth here. So I want to be cautious of that today. And what I'm saying I'm going to be cautious of is just the potential for the retest of that downside move there. What changes that for me on the day here is a couple levels. So if we're above 29.1075s here, then, of course, we're most likely not going to go lower. If we get above 29.2675s, then with confirmation closes, I want to make sure that that is a known point there. With confirmation closes above that level, then I think we've got room to get above those 34 quarters, that kind of untested high from the other night, and then from there up into 29.4975s. Anywhere inside of 1075s to 2675s, about a 16-point range in there. I'm not looking to do anything with this market inside of that zone. If we look at yesterday's action, we had just super whippy action here in the morning for the first basically 2 hours, almost 3 hours. We tried to go, try to break out. Again, super whippy, like this is just brutal looking 29.16s up to like 29.19s. And then we finally broke out, and then in one bar came all the way back down into this range again. So action like that is something I don't want to be a part of. I'm not really trying to sit through that by any means at all. So if we stay inside this zone today, then I think it's a pretty much a no trade, the zone there for the day. Couple things to be cautious for today is going to be fake outs under these 29.1075s. So we're currently pushing up here a little bit this morning, and again I have a feeling that those lows may be in down there, but I really wanted to see those 77.50s trade. And the reason that I think the lows might potentially be in is that the Russell was able to trade its support level, 1469.80s, traded a low of 1462.70s, and then the Dow 25.983s unable to trade its support level as well. So S&P's, Nasdaq, Dow unable to trade support levels. The Russell did trade the support levels, and we're bouncing nicely from that. Nasdaq needed another like 40 points, 75, 40, 50s was the level down there, and we just couldn't quite get that. So I do have a feeling though that those lows potentially could be in. I want to be cautious though on the first, and that's the reason I want to be cautious on the first fake out here. If we trade under 29.1075, is it could actually kind of take us down through 29.1075s, start looking to trap some people to the short side, and then immediately just rip face back and take everybody out to the upside there. So I'm going to be patient here this morning. If we're inside that zone, not looking to do anything there in terms of the markets. Real quickly going to touch on crude just because Nate brought it up in the chat. And also, I'll mention bonds in the trade room here in just a few minutes. I was watching those last night with that whole spike situation. Those have been really kind of telling lately too. Gold, I think, is stuck in this range here from 1497.50s up to 1519.80s. If we can crack one way or another, most likely to the downside here first, I think happens. And then from there, I'm actually maybe looking at a potential reversal similar to the crude oil situation that we're currently in. It's a little bit different of a pattern, but same type of play potential there. And the play potential here in crude is we were looking for this 51.63 level, which I put this in the shared link yesterday. Looking for 51.63s to trade here, which happened in the overnight session. We got 51.38s on lows, and then so far have been able to rip nicely from that. And what I'm looking at there is a 55.49 targets. I'll pull this over real quick before we run out of time here. This is the position I have on right now for crude. You can see open P&L here about $2,900, long 2 contracts. I got in just a touch late, about 17 cents late there, 51.81s here, my average price for the crude oil trade. And looking to manage this up into 53.94 today, and then up to 55.49. And this same type of potential pattern is what I'm actually looking for in gold there, if that can trade. Again, that one's going to need some time to figure itself out here. But overall on the day, looking for good volume, looking for some back and forth action. I think there are going to be some fake outs, so I do want to be cautious of that. But otherwise, really liking what I'm seeing here so far. And if we can break these 49.75s, if not today, but maybe tomorrow, I would actually be looking for maybe a little bit of a gap up on Sunday night. And then I think we've got a really good week ahead of us for next week there in the S&Ps, the overall indices as a whole. Couple quick questions here on YouTube. I'm going to run out of time. It's 9:28 here. Really appreciate you guys coming on, hanging out with me this morning. A little bit behind the gun here this morning, but want to get back with everyone in the MLT Discord. That's where I'm trading live for the first hour to hour and a half, sometimes even 2 hours, 3 hours each day if the markets are moving. If you guys are new around here on YouTube, be sure to click that subscribe button, hit the little bell notification so you know when we go live each and every morning. and join us in the Discord. There's a link in the description below. Get you guys all the details. Robert, Chad, I'm going to copy these questions over here, and I'll answer those on the live stream in just a few minutes there from the Discord. So be sure you guys are in there. Take care. Hope it helps. You guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in just a few minutes.